those.
I'm asking for a specific name of a journal, and you haven't given me one.
Journal of Rheumatology, okay? The National Osteoporosis, the Journal of Clinical Endocrine Metabolism, the Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Those are all where the studies are being done, Doc. I said that 2 or 3 times. Okay, so those are all respected journals. And like I said, why don't you look in the book, and there's tons of them.
Well,
and I appreciate your call.
Guys, no, sure. Us guys want to just believe that the articles aren't there. It's us guys in medicine that want to do the right things for the patient and not let people practice medicine who aren't trained to. So
well, Doc, I'm a primary health care physician in the state of Ohio, so don't sit here and tell me that I am not trained, okay?
You said you didn't go to medical school.
So what? I'm still a doctor of chiropractic, and I'm still a primary health care physician. Just, doctor, I have more radiology classes than you do. Okay? You don't understand. Do you know what a chiropractor's education is, doctor? Have you ever been to a chiropractic school? Have you ever subscribed to a chiropractic journal? You don't have a clue what we do. So why don't you do some research and find out what type of education we have?
Well, I do know what the education is, and I don't want people taken advantage of. Here's the thing about chiropractic. When you only have one tool and it's a hammer, everything seems like a nail. So why don't you come back 14 chiropractic
That's so profound.
What the problem is.
That's so profound statement there.
Well,
if you want to come to my lecture, Doc, I'll be more than happy. And I'll be more than happy to discuss you, and I'll be more than happy to discuss anything with you. And as far as my education, you can check it out, and I can guarantee you, we do the same physiology as you. We did the same anatomy as you. We did the same neuroanatomy as you. When you branched out into medicine, we branched out into chiropractic and holistic healthcare, and that's the only difference.
Hey, good call. Want to thank you for your call. We got to move on, but a good call, and all I can say is, well, we'll take a short break. And we got plenty of calls coming in. You can talk to Dr. Keith Unger, the Center for Natural Medicine yourself at 673-1234 here in Akron, or toll free 1-800-669-4100 on the advice line from the Talk of Akron, WNIR. I'm Mr. Sunday, Bob Lewis.
Most of my pain is in my shoulders and in my neck.
Chronic back pain. You don't need to live with it anymore. Listen to what they're saying now.
Now, since I've started the therapy, I am completely pain-free.
Live my normal life.
What advance in spinal care made this dramatic difference possible? The LCD Spinal Care System. Now, without drugs, without surgery, without difficult exercises, you can get your back back. The LCD Spinal Care System actually allows your spine to stretch in a very precise, controlled, and comfortable way, allowing discs to suck in or retract herniated sections that may be pinching and inflaming the nerves that cause that nagging back pain and sciatic hip and leg pain. It's time for you to get your back to the way it used to be. Call now.
Call 330-896-8500 for a no-charge consultation. 330-896-8500.
No one begins a marriage thinking about the end. We joyously wed with high hopes for a bright future. But no matter how hard we try, we can't protect our families from the pressures of this stressful world. Situations change, people change, and the unthinkable suddenly seems inevitable. When one door closes, another opens. Let attorney Jim Recupero guide you, step by thoughtful step, towards your new life.
As your attorney, I will navigate the legal maze you're facing. Let me help. Together we can put the pieces of your life back together for a better future. I'm Jim Recupero, and that's my promise. Call me at 1-800-DIVORCE.
The end of a marriage is a difficult thing to accept, but when reconciliation is impossible, you need to shift your focus to what's best for you and your children. Call 1-800-DIVORCE, 1-800-DIVORCE, because you're not alone.
The Talk of Akron, WNIR.
10:43 on a Sunday morning, 44 degrees. Look for a high today about 48 and some rain showers. Well, Dr. Unger, pretty good call there, I thought, but kind of points out still a bit of a little friction still exists between traditional medicine and alternative medicine.
Well, yeah, because a lot of times, Bob, they don't want to open their mind or eyes up, and they always use, well, let's do double-controlled clinical blind studies. The studies are out there, Bob. He evidently didn't read them. Number two, he doesn't know the education that I go through. Number two, he doesn't know my postgraduate education and how many hours I have in postgraduate education. And, That's the way it is, Bob. If it's not taught in medical school, then it's not gospel. Well, you know what? Those days are over. And the studies that I was referring to earlier in the program today, these were done by the medical profession. And at no time during that did I say that this particular thing will do this or that. I balance chemistry out, and I balance it out naturally. What's he going to say? That a blood test, if someone's cholesterol drops 100 points, is he going to say, well, you need a double-controlled blind study? Well, yeah, but those studies cost millions of dollars to actually run them. And you know what? Who's going to run them on? They're out there, but who's going to run them on an herb or vitamin? Because who's going to pay $500,000? Because you can't recoup that. But the drug companies, when they take a statin drug, they do their clinical studies on it. It may cost them several $1 million to do it, and then they go out there and they make billions of dollars on it, so that they can get the reward system. And maybe we should have asked him that. What's the protocols in medical school? Who writes the protocols for medical school? 80% of the doctors writing the protocols for medical schools are on the big pharma salary. So, you know, that does ruffle my feathers. But you know what? That's fine. I don't have a problem with it. But there's always two sides to the story. And you know what? There's things that are out there that work, and there's studies out there that can show this information. And I'll refer them again to the book, Drugs That Don't Work and Natural Therapies That Do, written by his colleague, David Brownstein, M.D. And it was Jonathan Wright, M.D., was the one who wrote the foreword. So there's a lot of doctors out there, and the studies are out there. I mean, they're running studies, and there's a lot of studies running over in Europe, in the British Medical Journal. A lot of studies are being done, and, you know, they're just not have researched them enough to say that there's double clinical studies out there. We'll be more than happy to run them. If someone wants to give us $2 million, I'll run them in my clinic every day, and I'll prove them that this stuff works. And number two, let's talk about the side effects of the drugs. There's no side effects with what I'm doing. This is how the body works naturally. So what about that concern? So, you know, some doctors, and there's a lot of MDs out there, Bob. I do lectures for MDs. I do lectures for chiropractors. I do lectures for naturopathic doctors. A whole weekend license renewal seminars that I do for the chiropractors, and the MDs attend, and the naturopathic doctors attend. And you know what? This is basic physiology. And this guy's